Go big or go home. That was the theme for Hometown Eats in 2023. And we started in Roanoke at Martin's downtown, where owner Jason Martin has this joint set up for any type of pallet or party.
Still feel like our best days are ahead of us.
We stayed around the Star City for a good chunk of 2023, and believe me, there's plenty to chew on. A place I've been wanting to try for years did not disappoint. Mama Jean's Barbecue at Madison Ruckles. 1956 Airstream smokes a flavor and taste of what readers of Southern Living magazine dubbed some of the best barbecue in the state of Virginia.
We noticed the difference in people coming right away.
Best barbecue in town, man.
Another hometown eat featured in the magazine less than 2 miles from Mama Jean's Scratch Biscuit Company, where you'll find this monster, the Cowboy Crippler.
You ate that whole biscuit, it would cripple you. And then we said the Cowboy Crippler.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it might just be my favorite of the three. So start your day with a loaded up honey bun and Roanoke at Crumbles. Chicken and waffles so good it'll knock you out of your shoes at the Hatch. Joe's Diner, they'll get you ready for game day in Blacksburg, serving up fluffy French toast and decades of flavor. And a cast iron skillet you'll only find at Tuggle's Gap Roadside Inn with mouth-watering sausage and gravy biscuits.
Tens of thousands of meals have been cooked here.
You might not know this, but you can take a trip around the whole world without ever leaving Roanoke. Travel to the island of Jamaica with Reggae Grub's outstanding oxtail. Down the street, there's 2 more places to stamp your passport. Walk and Roll featuring Cambodian cuisine and an incredible love story of owners Mario and Salida. 4,000 miles away on a map, only separated by a wall in Roanoke. Check out Cello Coffee House and Cafe with a Nutellish Turkish coffee that's sure to get the juices flowing.
We can't wait to come back again to Roanoke to try your food again.
Bethlehem Restaurant and Grocery, marrying the tastes of the Middle East with the Mediterranean. And speaking of, we went up to the Greek Isle in Lexington at Nico's Grill.
Great portions, the service is exceptional.
Good food and community, familiar faces.
Pizza, always a hit, and right in line with the theme. Benny's went big. We checked out one of the newest spots in Bedford, but the Virginia Tech-founded pizza shop has more than 25 locations to get that 28-inch pie. Francesco, carrying on his family's legacy at Scotto's in Glasgow, and don't sleep on those cheesesteaks. And down in Floyd, Mickey G's owner Michael Gucciardo has his nephew directly from New York on the pies. But if you want the chef special, which I recommend, just give Mickey a wink.
Just come in and tell me they're hungry, and I cook. So for me, that's the best part of it.
Burgers, always a conversation starter, and we have plenty to talk about at Foot of the Mountain in Buchanan. We got all shook up with a double-decker hound dog, which led to a little less conversation at Pink Cadillac Diner, where the king reigns supreme for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then Ken and Jane's Burgers and Dogs turned Brent Watts inside out with a peach-infused barbecue sandwich.
Peaches! I love peaches.
Speaking of fusion, Laughing Bull in Roanoke City Market Building brought together Sticks and Spoons Ramen Bar and Lazy Bulldog, where the rising sun pairs perfectly with some southern staples. Bob's Restaurant in Vinton got a burger so good it actually brings people from across the county.
They will come all the way from Salem down here.
But Salem, they got some pretty good eats. Maybe none more popular than Mac and Bob's, where locals been filling up for more than 4 decades. And to think, this massive place started as a little sub pub and a 24-year-old Bob Rotan's. Lou's Southwest in Roanoke, stacking burgers high and enough deli meat to feed 2 with this bad boy. They also have some darn good wings that have the hardware to back them up. Another award-winning wing found down in Martinsville at Tammy's Grill, where Nakias Johnson, keeping the spirit of his mother and grandmother alive in both the name and their recipes.
I promised them that we would take care of everything, man, and I had to name the restaurant after her.
Several stops focused on family. And hey, when you got that right, the food falls into place. Like at the Hometown Eats OG, Texas Tavern. 4th-generation owner Matt Bullington's great-grandfather brought the Texas chili recipe to the Star City in the 1920s, and the rest is history. Woodruff's Pie Shop in Eland got stories dating back to 1865, and pie so good Al Roker had to check it out. And they're another restaurant featured in Southern Living, where Angela Scott's apple pie was dubbed the, quote, best apple pie ever.
It's a miracle to me that it actually happened. I had no experience baking.
Moore's Country Store in Lynchburg been torching the tongue with their one-of-a-kind, world-famous chili since 1926, when David Moore's grandfather cut the ribbon on this place. And yes, that is a sycamore tree growing through the roof. And after a big family meeting more than 2 decades ago, Leon the Chicken Man Wilhelm and his adult children keeping it old school at Kenny's in Lexington with the fall off the bone chicken and the original Kenny sauce burger.
Dad, you got all over your face.
You know what we call that? That's a flavor saver. Robert Walsh grew up in Chicago. He needed his fix with a real deal authentic Chicago hot dog and Italian beef, so he made it at Chicago Bob's. They might set up in the Roanoke Valley in this yellow food trailer, but you'd think you were in Matt Ferguson's hometown in upstate New York with the freshness of the lightly fried haddock and his wife Jill's ridiculously full shrimp po' boy at Ferguson Family Provisions. It ain't California, but you'll be treated like a star at Hollywood's restaurant with big, bold bites on these cheesy shrimp and grits, and more than 1,600 4.5-star reviews on Google.
Heard it's the best reviews around.
Barbecue in Botetourt County, 30 years in the making at Three Little Pigs. Barbecue sandwiches and dozens of ice cream flavors inventing at Lickety Split. And check out Holly Joe's Creekside Grill in Boone's Mill for the clucking pig, then wash it down with a Homestead Creamery milkshake. Still hungry? Hustle on back to Salem, where you can shop while you wait for a hot dog at Dilly Dally. Make sure to save room for the ice cream. Then we found a place that started as an ice cream shop and evolved into a vegetarian, pescatarian restaurant in Blacksburg called Gillies.
Do I like tofu?
I guess so. And check this out. The original owner of Gillies, that's his 1957 Chevy Bel Air, which became Patrick Swayze's car in the movie Dirty Dancing. And yes, it was filmed at Mountain Lake Lodge in Giles County, where we found the biggest burger I've ever seen shooting the series, the Bald Knob Big Bison Burger. Uncle D's in Roanoke trying out some new menu items on us. Their cheesesteak and chicken Caesar wrap, both good, but they still let us in on the comfort food of all comfort foods, meatloaf. A place where it's all about food, fun, and friends. BT's in Radford, the perfect spot for a bite or the ball game. Last, but certainly not least, in downtown Bedford, we met Jathan Ippolito, who had a quick wit and a great menu of flowers, food, and freshly made candy.
But knowing that you'd have made somebody happy and they enjoy what you're doing for them.
Year 2 of Hometown Eats, bigger and bolder with some incredible stories and belt-busting portion sizes. And no, I don't actually eat all the food, for those of you wondering. So go on, check these restaurants out. Keep them in business, because Hometown Eats, that's what makes our cities and towns the destination for foodies from all over the world. And don't you dare forget, tell them Logan sent you.